All right, and welcome to another episode of the Jumping the Rail podcast here on the JTR Podcast Network. This is Mark Rebman coming to you from the Noodles position in Champaign, Illinois, joined by my buddy Minders. And before we do anything, Minders, there
Oh,
we go.
why?
Well, they're doing it on SmackDown. We can't do it on here. Put the big logo in the middle of everything
Are
like
you
a sore
leaving
thumb.
it there?
Uh, I don't think I can. We got too much stuff to put on here over the course of
Exactly.
the
And we
episode.
have a very important guest today.
We do have a very important guest. So a lot to talk about though, Minders. Yeah, I also want to see if I
Where
can
do you
pop
want
you
to
there.
start?
Well, let's start with last night because something happened in our main event on Raw that kind of got our attention and got our wheels a spinning in our little messenger thread that we do every day.
Yep.
Uh, so the end of the big six-person gauntlet match for the Intercontinental Championship opportunity at WrestleMania was last night, and it came down to Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, as it
hmm
should have.
hmm
And I
Well,
think, go ahead.
okay.
Well, I
Okay.
know Bronson Reed too. I like Bronson,
Yeah.
uh, but anyway, so it came down to an ankle lock by Gable, and Sammy rolled through to get the pin. But I captured this photo here. What do you notice about this picture besides Gable's butt, Minders?
Well, I didn't even look at his butt, but I
Well,
noticed
it's
the.
kind of right there.
Well, I know, but the shoulders aren't down.
The shoulders aren't down, and nobody said anything about it during the finish. But it makes me wonder: is it possible that they could switch this into a three-way and put Gable in there?
It's possible.
I saw you put that message in the chat, but you beat me to it, so I don't want you to think I'm stealing your idea. But
Oh, about probably be a triple threat now.
about it being a three-way,
Yep.
I mean, if there's a way to get the belt off of Gunther, keeping him strong, that's how you do it.
Well, that or that's a way to keep the belt on Gunther.
True, or maybe Priest cashes in on Gunther because there's a lot of talk about that too.
Yeah, see, and I see everybody switched because everybody thought for sure he'd cash in on Seth. I don't think so. I think whoever, you know what?
Uh-oh, I know that look.
What if Sammy wins with all the hype of all this? Sammy wins.
Uh-huh.
Priest cashes in on Sammy.
I can see it. I can see like post-match just a big Judgment Day beat down. Everybody just hits the ring and starts pounding on
Yep.
people. Priest cash in. Uh,
Yep. I
a lot
don't
of people.
if it's Chad, I don't think they would do it to Chad. I really don't.
No, it'd have to be Sammy because Sammy's
It'd
the
have to be Sammy.
underdog.
Yep.
Uh, a lot of people crapped on Austin Theory cashing in on Rollins for the U.S. title, but this isn't the same situation with Gunther.
Well, it's not even so much that. I think they need to look at the talent that has that belt, which I understand they're supposed to be the next one that they're wanting to push. But right now, who those belts are on, it doesn't need to be on Priest.
No.
Like your Universal and your heavyweight, it doesn't need to be on Priest.
Mhm.
There's enough
Yeah.
story going on with those two right now. You don't need Priest in the mix.
And if Drew wins that belt at WrestleMania going forward, he's got a ready-made feud with Punk as soon as he's ready to
Just
go.
just bubbling, waiting to
Yeah.
happen.
Oh yeah. And that's a credit to Drew because Drew's the one keeping Punk's name in everybody's mouth.
Well,
I mean, they're always going to chant, but
I bet it was by design.
I'm sure it
Once they
was.
found out he was hurt,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was by design.
And I put a question out to our little group. Uh, is it possible that Rollins was a substitute for Punk in this tag team match?
Oh, I absolutely think so.
They just had to panic and best guy they could get to put in there with Cody, and it's Rollins, whether it has to work twice or not.
Right. And I mean that makes sense. To me, it makes sense.
Because I don't know who
Um
else it would have been.
there isn't anybody else it could have been.
No, because I've got, I think I have the updated list of matches already announced for Mania. Here I got 8 matches so far. And
We know there'll
anybody
be
else,
more.
and of course there's gonna be more, but anybody I could think of that could be Cody's partner has a match already.
Right.
Because right now we got the tag match, obviously Rollins and Cody against Roman and The Rock.
Mhm.
Then you got the two world title matches. You got Jimmy and Jay that got put in motion this past last night.
I
The
missed
six,
that. That must have been when I switched TVs.
yeah, Jay came out and cut a promo and issued the challenge.
Ah, okay.
Uh, Six-way tag team championship ladder match.
So dumb.
I mean, why?
Why? You're gonna stick 12 people
I mean,
uh,
let's,
to steal a phrase
yeah,
from Corny. Lazy booking.
to borrow a sound from Corny. Let's see. Then we got the two women's title matches, and then as of last night, Gunther and Sami Zayn.
Right.
So far, it's a pretty damn stacked card
I,
if you look
I'm
at it.
I'm happy for it. I'm happy with
Yeah.
it so far. Although
Yes.
the sad part is that there's part of it that I feel is really I what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of you know who's going to win. Very predictable.
It's some of these, yes. I think we agree Becky's not going to beat Rhea.
Nope.
I think
It's
we
going to
agree
be a good
Bailey.
match. It's going
It's
to be
going
a
to be a
great
hell of a
match.
match. Yeah. I think we agree Bailey will beat Io.
Yep.
Uh,
I
Jimmy and
actually
Jay.
I still think that Dakota's going to turn on Io.
I think this is a big double swerve going on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm down with it. Uh, I don't know who I got in the Usos match. Is it gonna be Jimmy with interference? Is it gonna be Jay getting his comeuppance?
I think it's going to be Jimmy with interference. I don't know. I kind of feel like that match is going to happen after the tag team match. After
Well,
so I'm
or
thinking
is it gonna
that'll be
happen?
day 2.
Or is it
I'm
gonna, I
thinking
was gonna say, is it gonna be on a date? Is it a day two match here?
I think that's a day 2 match. My thoughts on that are let's see
Say it.
if
Say it.
Roman so you can get your Oli turn. Although then if they're going to do the Oli turn, then maybe they should have Jimmy and Jay at the beginning so
I
Jimmy
see.
can beat Jay.
I see that match opening one of the nights.
Well, yeah. True.
That's a
Whichever
hell of a
night it
tone
is,
setter.
it is.
Plus, that gives
Although
them
I
time to because if Jimmy loses, then you can have that thread through the night also, where the
yeah,
Bloodline's giving Jimmy shit for losing.
hopefully. Hopefully they
The
keep it threaded.
possibilities are endless right now. But how do you see the tag team match going into night two going? See how I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's gonna. They kind of dangled the carrot of a Bloodline rules match out there, so it's
Mhm.
really hard for me to imagine that they're not going to follow through with that for the main event of night two. So that makes me pretty much certain that Roman and The Rock are going to win the tag match.
Well, that also gives The Rock a reason to turn on Roman for your SummerSlam story.
Continue.
So I know you really want this Oli heel turn. So I've been supporting it. You know I've been
Thank you.
supportive of
You've been
this.
very supportive. I appreciate it.
But this is my thought. They've had all these things where, you know, Rock throwing up the L, saying how they're losers, and noticing all these things that Paul Heyman is now noticing.
Hmm.
There's a part of me because okay, didn't Rock say that Cody wasn't going to win, or did he say he wasn't walking out with the belt? I don't remember.
In that first promo,
Yes.
he said he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that you walk out a loser or something to that effect. But
Okay.
he was kind of looking at Roman when he
And he
said it.
looked at Roman.
Where's my
So,
whiteboard with my threads, my Charlie Day board?
so I've started noticing these things. I'm like, I have a feeling that if your Oli turn doesn't happen, and I know you really want it to,
I really do.
but I think what's going to happen is they're going to win the tag match. It's going to be Bloodline rules, and then Rock's going to turn on Roman and become the new tribal chief, and Cody has the belt. See?
Uh, this is what the brain of a wrestling fan looks like nine times out of 10.
95% of the time. Especially when you're dealing with a wrestling fan that says, "Hey, do you remember when they did this 7 months ago?" Guilty.
Now, yes. So with that said, though, after last night and the promo that Cody cut in the ring with Michael Cole, that makes me almost leaning towards him beating Roman on night 2.
I
I'm sorry, AJ.
Sorry, AJ. Oh, he might not even be listening. He just got his new PS5, so
Oh,
who
that's
knows?
true. He's booking WrestleMania as we speak.
He's booking WrestleMania. I I think they're gonna pull the trigger. I think they're gonna pull the trigger.
I think they have to.
I think Cody's gonna walk out of there with that. I hate the fact that we're not gonna break Hogan's record, but
Let me throw this at you. Cody wins at Mania, beats Roman.
mhm,
The next big pay-per-view is what's the one in
Money in the
France or
Bank.
Money in the Bank? Maybe he defends against The Rock on international soil. Draw the big house, and then that match, Roman screws over The Rock, so he can't win the belt and hold that over Roman.
Or
And then that gets us Roman Rock at SummerSlam.
does Rock There's a couple different ways you could do this and still keep the belt on Roman, but I think keeping the belt on Roman is the wrong way to go.
I agree.
I think they're gonna have to pull the trigger on letting Cody have the belt, and then
Yeah.
let the heel chase after Cody for a while.
And then they got to deal with whatever they're doing with the bloodline going forward too. But
Well, then it's kind of like, well, what wasn't it Bully Ray that said last year at WrestleMania time? He's like, the climb of the bloodline's been the greatest, but what's the fall going to look like?
yeah,
And I think we're there. I think we're at that.
yeah. Well, Cody said it himself. He said last year Paul said that they were in the third inning, but now they're in the last inning, according to Cody.
How excited were you when they brought up the fact that when they were talking about the tag match and they said that Seth was the only one to not be beat?
I have been waiting for months for them to bring that up because it's true.
It
Seth
is.
beat Roman by disqualification at the Royal Rumble last year.
Yep.
Was it last year? Maybe the year before. I can't remember. But anyway, I've been waiting for either Seth to mention it or Cody to mention it, or
Even
Michael Cole
Paul.
wound up doing it. I don't know. Paul might not want to acknowledge its existence that happened.
That's true.
That would go against the bloodline narrative. But Seth at least should have come out at some point and said, "Hey, buddy boy, I've got you haven't beat yet."
You still haven't beat me yet. Yeah.
Right. So the fact that they brought that up is a long time coming. A great wrinkle to add.
You were in the chat last night saying somebody finally, and I was actually in the process of typing it out that somebody Andy beat me to it.
Oh my goodness. Hey, another another Michael Cole pat on the back during the gauntlet. He made a really really good nuanced observation during that match when Sammy came out, because I know you and I both don't know when Ramadan is, the Muslim
Mhm.
holiday. And
Mhm.
Michael made a point that it was the first night of Ramadan, and since Sammy's Muslim, he hadn't eaten or drank anything all day
Oh
going
geez.
into that gauntlet.
Ooh.
That's a heck of a detail to throw in there.
That is a heck of a detail.
And
I
it's
I
like,
I do like the fact that they're trying to get more non-denominational with everything, like actually pointing out what everybody's different cultures are. That I think that's
yeah,
neat. I think it's neat, especially for the people like when they do go to the other countries and things like that. Of hey, this is what they're celebrating right now.
right.
This is why such and such is happening. But
Oh, uh-oh. Uh,
what, your producer coming to say hello?
no, our guest for tomorrow is asking when is he jumping on. I want to make sure he knows it's
Oh
tomorrow
yes,
and not
please
today.
make sure it's tomorrow. I love our guest for tomorrow. I'll go ahead and push our guest for tomorrow. If you're a
Yeah, why
fan of
not?
01, if you're a fan of 01, definitely go tomorrow night. We will have joining us on the 01 Shootout podcast the one and only Zach, the one half of Country Air. Super excited to have him on. He's always a good time.
The outlaw,
Yeah.
Zach Hendricks.
Thank you. I couldn't remember his last name off the top of
Oh,
my head. Yeah, Zach's trying to be early, Scott.
hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate the
it's
punctuality.
it's nice. It's nice.
Yes. Uh, have we mentioned who our guest is today, Menders? I don't
I
think we.
haven't.
I don't
We
think
talked
we
about it
mentioned it yet.
earlier. We said we
We
were
did.
super excited to have our guest on
Yes.
today.
Well, every year we try to get somebody on to talk about the expo because it's only what 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
So, and we have our returning guest, Hardcore Heather Owens, is going to be joining us here in about probably 15 minutes or so to go
Super
through all
excited.
the. And also, I can actually announce this on April 2nd, the post expo episode of JTR, we're going to have Adolfo Dorta, who's one of the other organizers. So we'll get the perspective after everything is over with.
the whole
Probably a very tired Adolfo will be joining us that
I'm
day.
sure.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't either. I know how exhausted we are, and we don't even do half of what they do.
Oh, I
So,
know. I mean, there's a reason I'm taking the week off after the expo's over.
oh, are you taking the whole week off?
I'm taking the whole week off. I haven't used any vacation this year yet, so I'm taking the week off.
Nice. Very nice. I'm not. I have to be back to work on Monday, but that's okay.
Well, I would have been off on. No, I would have to go back on Monday if I would have gone. But I think that's. I was going to take the one day. Like, you know what? Hell with it. I'm going to take the whole week off.
There you go.
Why not?
Uh, okay.
All right. So, one thing that we probably ought to mention is what happened this past Friday. And you know how they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, Menders?
Uh-huh. What do you have?
I'll tell you, that's snug. That is a
Okay,
snug slap.
wait. Look at Roman.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Roman, I
Huh.
think Roman messed up here. I think Roman should have been a little more stoic.
Yeah. Or at least had anger on his face.
I think he's still selling The Rock's comment about Cody being a mistake when the slap happened.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he should have kind of been stone-faced in the corner, just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor Rock. Had
Hey,
Cody's
Rock
handprint on his
started
face
it.
during the Oscars.
Rock started it. He hit him first.
Yeah, this is very true. Then Cody said it last night. It's a receipt.
Yeah. I loved that, by the way.
Yes.
I loved that. Oh, are we going to talk about the breaking news today? So we can hurry up, get it out of the way, and get over it?
Oh, the newest nugget of information in our mustachioed bane of our existence.
Vince McMahon? Yes.
Yes.
That.
So sounds like he he kind of rolled on all of the unnamed corporate executives that had
Hey, I'm
knowledge of
going
what was
down.
going on.
Y'all are going down with me.
Uh-huh. Apparently, if it's your relatives, you don't give a shit.
Exactly. Apparently not. Okay, wait. I'm pulling up the thing I sent you
Yes,
guys.
I don't have the list handy, but yeah, there was 4 unnamed executives that were mentioned in the suit that
Okay,
were claimed to have knowledge of the situation.
and this was from Wrestle Talk Breaking, as reported by Tim Marchman, Brandon Thurston, and John Pollock for Front Office Sports in the Vince McMahon lawsuit. The following are the identities of the unnamed corporate officers. Corporate officer number 1, Nick Khan. Corporate officer number 2, Brad
Sorry.
Bloom, Stephanie McMahon, and Brian Nurse. Now, on something I found off of Front Office Sports, the WWE president Nick Khan, COO Brad Bloom revealed as key figures in Vince McMahon's sex trafficking suit.
That's the
Neither
headline.
Khan, that's the headline. Neither Khan nor Bloom is alleged to have participated in or known about the abuse of any kind.
Then why are
That's
they
what they're
named?
saying. Well, if they were the ones that were in those spots, I mean, Vince is trying to save his ass at this point. So,
Well,
there's a lot of things you're going to have to
it,
take.
it's not saving to that. It's just saying what can he set on fire on the way out.
Exactly. Also, central to the sue, former WWE exec Stephanie McMahon, who is described as knowing of other instances of her father engaging in inappropriate sexual conduct. Wasn't that why she quit?
I want to say yeah, she quit for.
Because she
I'm
was
not
gone
exactly
for like
sure of the
2 years.
reason. Yeah, she quit a while ago,
Yeah,
and that's why Shane left because he knew what was
right.
going on too. But he wasn't an executive at the time. He was on screen talent. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
he just
Let's
got the fuck out of there,
let's see what we can burn down before I leave. I feel like that's
pretty
where we're
much.
at right now.
Now it's important to note that Triple H was not named in this whatsoever,
No, not at
so
all.
it
You
is
know
not
what?
known what's going on
We
there.
had this discussion in our little wrestling chat today.
We did.
And when you think of who Triple H used to run around with, which was the Click, he
Uh-huh.
was the driver and the responsible one.
He and Nash were the only two that didn't drink
Yeah.
and didn't
So
get crazy.
I feel like Triple H has become really good at making sure he doesn't get any on him. So I think he knows how to stay out of the crossfire.
Hmm.
And I
And
feel like
it is
he just,
possible too that Stephanie kept him in the dark too for possible deniability also.
exactly. Well, and but I also think there's a part of Triple H that says, yeah, I'm staying in the dark because I don't want to know what's going on.
Right. The less
Yeah.
I know, the better kind of thing,
Yeah.
which is kind of how I roll too in general. Just I don't want to know other people's business and just
Sometimes.
sometimes. Sometimes I get nosy, but you know,
Sometimes we all get nosy.
I'm looking at my new toy. I can't wait to annoy people with it.
Great.
I kind of feel like I need to unveil this tomorrow on the shootout.
Go ahead. Zach will love it.
I'm sure he will, but I'm still waiting on batteries for it though.
Mm,
Batteries not included. So,
just like every other favorite toy. Okay.
all right. Hey, we have a new segment that we were going to debut today, Minders.
We do.
Do you want to do it now before our guest arrives?
Sure, but I didn't get mine picked because I didn't realize we were doing it already.
Oh,
I had
I
today to
sent
think about it.
I sent you the format.
Yeah, I know you did it. What time? Hold on. 9:30 this morning. Okay, while
That's
I was
pretty early for
working.
me. All right. Well, let me. So
How about
the
this? We go with who yours are, and then I'll see if I
okay.
can think of another one.
Okay.
And if I can't think of another one, I might just go with what you've got. And then
Okay.
I'll start making sure I have this planned out now week to week.
Okay. All right. So the segment is called Good Hoot of the Week,
Good
and
hoot of
then
the week.
yes, and this is actually a two-part segment because there's the other side of the spectrum there that we'll get to shortly.
Hmm.
But this is basically just for us to highlight somebody over the course of the week that we thought stood out, did something cool, you know, anything like player of the week kind of thing, you know. But since it's jumping the rail, it's good hoot.
Good hoot.
Yes. So my good hoot of the week is our buddy Minders, Sam Stackhouse.
Oh
He
my
won some
God.
gold. He
What
won
the
some
hell
gold over the
happened
weekend.
to him?
He got chopped a lot, it looks like.
That's what it looks like.
So not only did he win a bright shiny new belt here it was in Colorado. I forget the name of the territory he was wrestling for, CWC it looks like. But he also went through a ring before that.
Yeah, he
Him and
sure
another
did.
good sized fella just they bam
Sure
bammed
did.
the ring and I forget what territory it was. Kind of
That
went
one I
viral though.
don't remember, but I was gonna look to see because I know Sam put it on his webpage
Yeah.
where he was at.
But Sam's our buddy, so I wanted to give him a shout out for really making a name for himself there. And yeah, so
Colorado Wrestling Connection.
there you go. But congratulations to Sam for winning the big gold there in the CWC. And yeah, so that's why he's my good hoot of the week. But where we have a good hoot Minders, we have to have a good Judy also.
We do.
So So this one, uh, from New Japan Strong, Stephanie Vaquer, you see there, beat Sierra to win the New Japan Strong Women's Championship over the weekend,
Oh wow.
which we think might be Sierra's ticket out of Japan because the rumors are that she's signed with WWE.
Very
But
nice.
it's a question of when she's gonna come over. But
Okay, here's the terrible part. You said Sierra?
uh-huh.
Totally didn't go to that Sierra.
Yeah, different. Wait, no, that's not Sierra. It's Julia.
Okay, you
I
said
messed up.
Sierra. You
Slip of the
had
tongue.
me all
They
sorts of
look
confused.
similar. They have a similar look, so I get confused. My brain's pudding today. This time change really messed with me. But the
Okay.
important thing is that
Right.
Stephanie is the champion.
Okay. That's the important.
That part I got right
That part you got right.
because I hope Christopher Cooper's not listening to this.
All right, you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to one of our, I'm not going to say buddy because I can't stand him, but I never want to see anybody get hurt.
True.
So I'm going to go with our good hoot for me is going to be 01. And it's going to be
Okay.
the one and only poor Chris O'Brien.
The dreaded lion, Chris O'Brien.
The dreaded lion, Chris O'Brien, had a hell. Apparently managed to break his arm in 2 places. It looks like from the X-ray
Yeah, right
this
above the
past
wrist. It
weekend.
looked like.
And man, I'll give him a
That's
good
bad.
hoot for that. I'll give him a good
Yeah,
hoot for that.
that's a bad break. No pun intended there.
It's a real bad break. And you know
The
what? For my good Judy,
uh-huh.
I'm gonna go with Big Alice Crowley.
Oh, she was so good Saturday.
He was.
I need to see more of Big Al in
Yes.
01.
We need to wait and have this discussion tomorrow.
Yes. We
But
will definitely do that.
I'm thinking those two.
Yeah.
And
And we're
if
gonna
it made
see we're gonna see Big Al at the Expo, aren't we? At the Black Label show?
I believe so. I'll double check.
I want to say yes.
I don't know. Do you realize how many things I've opened on my phone right now? I'm trying to be ready for our guest.
Well, speaking of our guest is waiting, Menders. You want to go ahead and bring
Is
her
she?
in? Yeah.
I'll let you do it. You're very good
Ah,
at announcing, Heather.
all right. So our guest this week is one of the organizers and head honchos of the Squared Circle Expo coming up on March 29th and 30th. Friend of the show, Hardcore Heather Owens. How are you?
Hi guys. Good. How are you guys?
Hey.
We're good. We've been
it's getting all good.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Hold on a
Did she
sec.
freeze?
Okay.
Okay.
But so excited. So excited.
Very, yeah.
Technical difficulty.
Giddy Mindy has arrived.
All right.
Are we good?
Maybe.
Gotcha.
We're
think
good.
we are.
We're good.
I think we're good.
Maybe?
Okay, I think we're good.
Okay, cool.
Okay, question number 1: how busy are you right now?
Oh my gosh. So at least there's multiple, there's 4 of us. So we have it all, like one person's doing flights and the other person's doing the behind the scenes like ticket sales, and I get a bunch of the grunt work, so I get to do all the envelopes and the stuffing and the lanyards, and so we're all very busy.
Yes, I'll try not to lose mine this year. Last year mine disappeared on me.
Yeah, that's no good, because then be like,
I blame-
found it. It's mine now.
We've been talking about Squared Circle Expo now since tickets went on sale.
Yeah.
And
The
that's
first
been a
tickets.
while. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So
When was
we keep
that?
talking about,
When was it? Like
October.
okay, yeah.
I think
That's
so.
been a
Yeah.
while.
So we've been talking about it since October. We're so excited.
That's
Well, we've been
true.
talking about it since April.
Well, yeah, we've actually been talking about it since you guys were done last year. About the same time you guys start talking about next year. Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, as soon as the con is like over, we get all these messages, be like, we can't wait till next year. Be like, look, we need to decompress. Like, this is awesome, but we need at least a week or 2 to like not conversate with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
But yeah,
Dolfo's
no,
not following that rule very well because he's going to come on the week after the expo and tell us how everything was to decompress. So
yeah, that is a him thing. But yeah, me and Ed, we tap out. So
Yeah.
at least for a little bit.
there you go. I don't blame you one bit. Reb, don't you
Yeah.
have a question for Heather that's been bugging you for all for since they started announcing things?
Uh-oh.
Is it about the photo ops?
Uh-huh.
I'm a little concerned that we haven't seen anything from the King, Jerry Lawler, as far as the photo ops go for this year yet.
So I know originally there was talks about him just doing stuff at his table.
Okay.
But yeah, so actually Adolfo is the one that has all of that.
Okay.
And if it's not posted yet, no, but I can look into that because honestly, I just went on the website to kind of see what was all out there because there's so many moving parts.
Yeah.
And, you know, like with me and Carrie, we kind of just hear things through the grapevine because the boys are the ones that are like hammering it out and stuff. And then when I find out, usually when it posts to Facebook, I'm like, wait a minute, did we just get so and so? And they're like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I find out when you guys do.
Well, there's been a couple times now that there's been announcements that every time it'll pop up and I look at it and I say, okay, Reb is so excited right now.
Yeah, it's what happened with Tito last year when you guys announced Tito Santana. But I may have squealed a little bit when I saw you guys got Arn Anderson this year
Well, good. Yeah,
because he is my all-time favorite wrestler. So I'm very excited about that.
So what was it, like a week ago?
Something
Maybe
like that, yeah.
yeah, like the week that it was just like bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I was at work when most of those were getting released, so I was finding out. You know, we were just waiting on confirmations and all that good stuff. So
yeah. Also
yeah.
got to see Danhausen coming back. We were wondering about that.
Yeah, I know
But,
that he had a great time when he was there. So
mhm.
I believe it's Black Label Pro.
Yeah.
Are bringing him in.
Nice.
Do we know if he's actually going to be wrestling on the show, on the Black Label show?
I don't think so. I didn't see him on their card because they released the matchups, and I don't believe that I saw that. If they did, it's on the Squared Circle on the Facebook.
I'm on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just curious because I know that Black Label brought him in for the convention, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think they have like seven or so matches announced.
6 matches announced, and Danhausen is not on them.
Okay.
But who knows?
Right.
So,
yeah, things can always change. The card's subject to change. We're very used to that saying here on this podcast.
Oh yeah, just life in general.
Yes.
Right?
There's a T-shirt. Life subject to change.
Exactly.
Every day.
So yeah, we've been super excited. We've seen some faces that are returning. We see some faces that I haven't seen there before. So I'm excited for that.
So who are you excited for?
I'm most excited about the Nation of Domination. I'm so excited to see them. Yeah, that was probably the first ones I was like, okay, that's it. I'm getting my picture taken with them. I'm doing the pro photo op so I can get that signed. This is what I'm doing. And
it's such a rare thing though to have all of them because we've met, it's like met Godfather and like sporadically, but nobody is there at the same time.
Right.
So.
Right. Between them and Money Inc. Those are the two that I'm kind of most forward to. Now, if I don't get the professional with Money Inc., I'm okay. But we've scheduled. I've budgeted out what I can, and then when the Nation came out with theirs, I was like, "Woo! They're at most of my budget." So.
It's always a struggle. People are like, "I've been saving for this long, and I was good, and then you announced this person, and now I have to readjust the budget."
And you know what? But I'll do it anyway. I'll do it anyway because
it's all for the memories. Yes,
it is. Yep. It is. And some of these guys, especially when you start talking Jimmy Hart, when you start talking Ted DiBiase, Arn Anderson, they're older guys. This might be the last. Keyboard. This might be one of the last times they do a public, like that. I'm kicking myself in the butt that I never got to see Cornette, and we'll probably never see him because he doesn't do a lot of the shows anymore. So it's kind of
Right.
like,
Yeah, you would have
man,
a better like chance of seeing Cornette at like a random Kentucky indie show, him just hanging out.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure he'd do that considering he's so out against Outlaw Mud Show. So, but
Plus, the COVID stuff, he's very
he's very
protective. So
he's
Yeah.
very scared. But
yes,
I'll
I
be
did.
honest. Yeah,
I got
Jim
to meet
Cornette,
Corny.
that's an Ed thing. Yeah, I met him down in Tennessee. I actually had a table next to him. So
Oh, wow.
I mean, he was fine, but I can't listen to his podcast. I can't. He's not my cup of tea. So
Well,
hey,
he is an acquired taste. That's
he
for
is an
sure.
acquired taste, and you gotta get used to him. It took me a little bit, but now
well,
I'm in there.
I always say that I'm married to a version of a Jim Cornette. So
Ah,
yeah. I was like, I have that at home. I don't need to listen
I don't
to
need anymore.
right. Too much.
Too much.
Yeah.
I'm done.
May I help you?
Would you quit talking
She's
to your cat? We have an
she's
important guest here.
she's distracting me. She's just scratching her ear right in front of me.
I'll be
Okay.
honest. I'm waiting for one of my 4 cats to like. I've seen a Squanchy, but Squanchy's the only one. But he like looked and turned around. So everybody else, we're good.
Now, did I see right? Because we're friends on Facebook, of course.
Mhm.
Do you have a raccoon?
No. So we like to feed the neighborhood wildlife. So I guess it's not our raccoon. It's outdoor raccoon. But we feed. There's probably like four
Oh,
or
wow.
5 different raccoons that we can at least identify. Some comes by themselves. There's a group of 3 of them that come together. So they have their own food. We throw marshmallows to them, but it's like clockwork. Every single night we have raccoons on our back porch. And then the cats are just in the inside, just like, hey guys, what's going on? So, oh no, we wish, but we understand that they are
Go for it.
outside. The kitty
Yes.
cats are inside.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I want to ask, who are you most excited to have at the expo this year?
So the Nation of Domination, definitely just having that photo of
Right.
those 4 like would be amazing. I'm actually excited for the Brooklyn Brawler. It's just such a random
No, it's
thing
not.
that I'm like,
When that one got announced, I squealed.
good. Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Well, because with this being the 4th year, a lot of them are repeats, or just being in the business for so many years. I've met a lot of these people,
Right.
but like I'm excited for. I've never met Midian, so the Godwins, because that was like the Attitude Era. That's when I was really getting into wrestling. That Tajiri, ECW, like
Yes.
so. Those
I
are the
popped-
guys that I'm like, yeah.
I popped with Mickey Whipwreck. I popped with him.
Mikey.
Or
Mikey.
Mikey. I said Mickey,
Yep.
didn't I? I'm having a night. I'll tell you what. Between
That is
him and who was the other one that I popped for? Well, see, here's the funny part. So Sky Blue is supposed to be there, correct? So on
Yeah.
Friday night.
Friday night, yes.
See, I knew her before she was in AEW, back when she was doing 0-1 in our area. So it's kind of like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna come see you just to be like, hey,
Right.
what's up? Remember
Yeah.
me?
So I haven't met her because I retired kind of after she got on the scene and stuff. But Queen Aminata,
Uh-huh.
so she's in AEW now. She's not
Yes.
booked or anything, but I was like her 3rd match, and I've had a ton of matches with her. So when she finally got signed, I'm just like, it is exciting when you see these people, or like a Crazy Mary, when
Yeah.
now she's or whatever she is, and she's weird and
Yeah.
crazy. Like it's
Valhalla,
exciting
yeah.
to see them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reb, who
Yeah.
are you most excited for other than Arn Anderson?
Well, I'm very excited for Greg Valentine just because I need to get this signed. It's my let go of my toe trading card that I found. It's like
Nice.
from like '85.
Nice.
And So yeah, Money Inc. is definitely one that I've met Ted a couple times at the expo when he's been there,
Yeah.
but this will be my first time meeting Rotunda.
Yes,
Uh,
me as well.
Mhm.
yes, and then the Busted Open listener to me was really excited about meeting specifically Mark Henry, but the Nation of Domination definitely, and then seeing Mickey James again also will be a lot of fun. So
Ooh,
Yeah.
Victoria. Victoria was another one
yes,
that she was so much fun last year.
Yes, like I have video of her and Ed doing karaoke, and it was just hilarious. And
Do
by
we
the
both have the same video?
probably, I mean,
We might.
it was from Saturday or whatever, Friday night.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
got video of her dance offing with a couple of the guys, the circle
yes,
that was going
that
on there.
was amazing. And that's why we love Squared Circle Expo, is
Uh-huh.
because you meet everybody, but then the after party is just everybody has a good time.
yeah,
And it's
You
as
just
much, yeah,
mingle.
yeah.
there's yeah, it's awesome. There's just a bunch of wrestling fans in one place with no drama, no bullshit, nothing like that, and
Exactly. You know,
so
people can commingle and just
yes,
have a good time.
yes,
As I say, the week before, the Tuesday before the expo,
Yes.
our guest is actually going to be Jake Oman. I
Ooh,
talked to Jake. We've got him coming on.
that's
So
awesome.
I'm excited to see that they're putting the belt on the line. And I'm like,
yeah. She
giddy.
gets giddy
I
sometimes.
get giddy.
And that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
But
But
although
yeah,
we did see where Riddle has to fight in Tampa the night before on Friday night.
oh,
And then he's in at the expo Saturday. And I'm like, that's gonna be a rough weekend for him.
I mean, but honestly, like a lot of the Friday night only guys, I mean, most of them have like AEW on the next day, so they're
Mhm.
all boom, 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 and then Easter's on Sunday. So
Right.
We kind of just gave up on Easter. We just wait and do it later.
yeah, that's true.
I
Well,
just do it on my way. I do it on my way home. We just stop off at my mom's house because she lives in Danville, so it's right in between Indy and Champaign, so it works out.
okay,
But
yeah, I mean, usually that's tear down day, so we're all hungover and we're all trying to pack up the cars. And then, we got to drive from Indy to Cincinnati. And then Adolfo and Carrie have to fly a plane back to Seattle.
Oh
oh, in
So,
wow.
Seattle. I don't know why I thought he was in Florida. I
nope.
have to make sure. I gotta make sure I account for time zones on the second. Then
Yeah, we need to account for a time zone there.
yes,
Yes.
So, but yeah, so we've been super excited. We've been pushing it on here on the podcast for, like I said, since last year. So we're super excited for everything. The only thing I wanted to ask, and maybe you know, and if you don't know, that's fine.
Yes.
We were I went through the panels because there's some great panels that you guys are having this year.
Okay. Yes.
And there was one that it doesn't really say who's going to be there, and that is the Women of Wrestling panel. So we were trying to put things together of who it might be in that. And I came up with a couple names, but I wasn't 100% sure.
So I'm not even 100%. If I had to guess,
Mm-hmm.
probably a Mickey James, a
Okay.
Victoria. Hell, what other girls?
Well, we thought
Lita.
Lita, but there's a House of Hardy panel. So I don't
Oh,
know if she would be on the women or not, on the Women of Wrestling panel or not.
I would think that she would be more with the women. I
Okay.
think the Hardy will just be
Matt
them
and Jeff.
two.
Matt and
I
Jeff.
think so. Yeah. Are you guys doing the Hardy or the Jeff Hardy thing on Friday night? His
the
concert?
concert?
Yeah.
We are not, because we have our heart set on 3-count karaoke. So
I know, it's like
plus
there
we,
has to be
like
some
I said,
overlap.
with all the budget stuff, we were trying, okay, which ones
Yeah.
do we want to do for sure? Which things is it okay if we don't happen to get to? And
Mhm.
so there's a lot of things, because like we're going to make sure to make the Black Label Pro show. We've got that. Then we have our panel, or not our panels, but our photo promo, or the pro photos that we want to make sure we're
Mhm.
there for, and all that type of stuff. And then we have, like, I'm like, okay, Mick Foley's gonna be there this year. Well, I got my picture with him last year, so if I don't make it to his table this year, it's
Right, yep.
okay. And we're doing a lot of that this year. So
Yeah. Well, and
Minderz,
that's
didn't you
even,
get your picture with the mask too?
I got my picture with the mask, and I got him as Mankind, and I got him just Mick, and that was sitting at the table.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's
So
like my biggest thing is, the first couple years I was like stationed up at the fronts. Like I didn't barely leave tickets. We're still getting everything situated. But since then we've got some of my best friends are like they kind of coordinate the front so then I can go do things. I can check in with people. Third year, I didn't even know certain people where their tables were. And it's just like, I'm the type of person I need to know what's going on at
yeah,
Right.
all times. So I think just, I want to make sure that I get more photos myself with just anybody, because it's like, I know I've hung out with all these people and then I look back and I'm like, I don't have any photos. And I love looking back at photos. I could take or leave a autograph. I don't even really care. But it's just
right,
Yeah.
that photo of like a good moment. So
right. Totally understand that. We had a blast. Like I said, last year was
Oh
my
yeah.
first year, and I had a blast. And we were like, okay, are we all like we were like all four of us were sitting there with our phones on the day that tickets went on sale to make sure we got our not the VIP but the
Main event.
main
the main
event
event. Mhm.
pass. So it's like all of us were on our phones
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah. I
That's
screwed up
awesome.
though.
waiting for it to say go, and that was
Yeah.
refresh.
Yeah. We should have communicated better though, Minders, because we
Yeah,
didn't
we
do
should have.
the stable, the 4-pack. We just
So I messaged Reb. I said, I didn't realize they had a stable pack for
Mhm.
main event. Well, there's four of us in our group that go every year.
Gotcha.
Guess which idiot, that one, decided to get his ticket alone. So then we had to get
well,
the other three
I was gonna get
alone.
Anxious.
the wife told me to wait on hers, so I make sure I got mine, and then I find out that we could have done a 4-pack. So lesson learned.
Lesson learned, and guess
Yes.
what we're doing this year?
Yes. That is something that we always offer.
Yep.
So
And like I said, I wasn't aware of that until I got on there, and I was like, hey, did everybody get their tickets yet? And they're like, no. And Reb's like, yes. I'm like, of course you did. Of course you did.
gotta mess it
Well,
up
I
for
worry.
everybody.
Like I said,
Because him
lesson
and I are
learned.
both up at like 6 o'clock in the morning every morning. So
Mhm.
I'm up at 5.
Ugh.
well, yeah.
I'm only up
It's
at
not
6
fun.
when I have to go in the office. When I have to work from home, I wait till the last minute, 7 a.m., roll out of bed, hit
Yeah.
enter right there. Mhm.
Yeah, working at a hospital, I got to be up at 5 so I can be there. So
Yeah.
it's no fun.
Mm-mm.
But I'm home by 3 o'clock every afternoon, so it's not bad.
Yes, that is not bad at all. I'm not a morning person, but I'd rather go in early so I could get out early. The sun's still out. You can do
Yep.
real people
Whatever.
things.
Real people think.
Real people things. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way to look at it. So one thing that you guys put out today was you put out your list of the people that are only going to be there one of the 2 days.
Correct.
I know you want to make sure that was out there. So I want to kind of run through that real quick because we've got it handy.
Yep.
And I don't know how many people are going to the expo that listen to us, but every little bit helps, right? So let's see. Friday only, we got Aaliyah James, Allie, C.J. Perry, Danhausen. So I got to make sure I remember that. Elijah, Greg
Elias.
Valentine. Oh yeah, well he's Elijah now.
Okay, well it says Elias.
It says Elias, but
It's the
I
same
got
person.
All right, move on.
moving on. All right, Greg Valentine, Juventud Guerrera, Killer Kelly, Miro, Mustafa Ali, MXM, which is Mason Mansour, the male models, Nick Wayne, Nigel McGuinness, Shane Douglas, Sky Blue, and Zaya Brookside. And I'm guessing all of those AEW talent are going for, they got Collision Saturday, I'm sure. So that's why they're heading out.
Right.
Saturday only, AJ Francis, Eric Bischoff, Haku. He's another one on top of my list, by the way, Haku.
Yeah.
Liger, Kane, Killswitch, Luchasaurus, those that don't follow AEW. Lucha Brothers, Matt Riddle, Mike Chioda, Sabu, Sean Waltman, Sonny Ono, Sting, Tajiri, Ultimo Dragon, and VSK. So there's still a good number of people that are going to be there both days.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of people because it's one of those things every year we're like we have to like stop because we're running out of space.
We
Like,
need a
but we have,
cutoff at some point.
yes, but when you are presented amazing talent, you have to okay, let's rethink some things.
How can we
Right.
rearrange? Where can we
Exactly.
move things around?
But I think that's the good thing with having so many people just on Friday and then so many people just on Saturday.
Hmm.
With you guys being there all weekend, you really can plan accordingly. Be like, all right, Friday, boom, 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 boom. Plus,
Hmm.
overall, I think Friday is definitely a better day to go if you want to meet, get your autographs and things like that. It just seems to be less people because people are still at work and then they have to come. So, just from all the other conventions I've ever been to, usually Friday night is my autograph getting, photo
Hmm.
taken day. Saturday,
Yeah.
you're going to wait in some lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Especially with Sting being there on Saturday. It's going to be probably the biggest line you got.
Yes, and I mean, this is his first convention since retirement, so it's going to be a very
Yeah.
long
Well,
but
I've got
structured line. We'll get
well, I've
everybody
I'll
through.
wait till the next time
I've got
he's
a
around.
I've got a big belt that I need him to put his John Henry on, so I'm going to be in the line.
Oh,
He's gonna be in the line. I think I think I'm gonna sit that one out. You can do that one, Reb.
you can just keep passing him, just high-fiving him each
I
time.
will. I will. After I go. No, the funnier part would be like, all right, hey, well, I just went and met Arn Anderson while you're standing in the Sting line. See you
Right,
later.
you're like, Anderson, and
Hey,
like
looks
just
like
going through these people.
Double A might be my first stop on Friday because I
I'm
know it said
sure
he was there both days. So
Yeah,
he'll probably.
was it-
I would say I'm gonna try to hit the big stars that are gonna be there both days on Friday.
I
Just,
think that would
just
make sense. Yeah.
yeah. And then anybody that's obviously only gonna be there on Friday, but
yeah,
that's my plan at this point. So
Because then Saturday or Saturday, then you can kind of just be less stressed and you're like, you know what? I got 2 hours to spare. I'm going to go watch this seminar or,
oh,
right.
we've already got it set up to what panels we want to see already too.
honestly, I glanced at it and I only saw like 2 or 3 panels. I know the girl panel, um,
Let's
the
see.
the Colt Cabana one.
Yeah, he's doing a live podcast. Looks like at 8 p.m. on
Like that's what
Friday.
that's what he did last year,
Yeah,
which was really cool.
yeah. I got the whole list here. Let's see. We got Under the Learning Tree with Al Snow and Brian Myers, 5 p.m. on Friday.
Hmm.
6 p.m. is the Nick Namath Q&A. 7 p.m. the Nation of Domination Q&A. 8 p.m. Colt Cabana's Art of Wrestling Live. Then 9 p.m. is when the Black Label Pro Show starts, and then after that it's 3 count karaoke
And shenanigans.
and shenanigans, and then Jeff Hardy live in concert 11 p.m.
Okay.
Plus, it all depends how tired we are by that point because we're driving over from Illinois. Well, middle center of Illinois.
We
So
call
it's
that
like,
Central
okay,
Illinois Minders.
Central Illinois. Thanks, Reb. Appreciate it.
So when
But
are
yeah,
you guys leaving? Like Friday morning?
Friday morning. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we have to. Our cat is on medication, so we have to drop her off at the border, our vet's office to
Drop
keep
her
both
out
of our
at the
cats there.
border.
Yeah. So we got to do that early, and then we got to make the
Yeah.
drive over. So
Oh, I know how it is with cats. I mean, no kids, but these cats are definitely children.
oh
So,
yes,
I have
absolutely.
a Chihuahua. I get it.
oh my gosh, you win.
She hates me.
Yeah, my dog hates Reb. It's kind of funny. Um, and then we got on Saturday. Noon is still to be determined for the panel. 1
Okay.
p.m. is Women of Wrestling panel. 2 p.m. Eric Bischoff. I kind of really want to see that one. 3 p.m. the House of Hardy panel. 4 p.m. caught my attention when I was like scanning through them.
You
That
think
is the
Bari noticed this one?
SCX. Oh yeah, Bari's going. He already has said he's going to this one, and that's the SCX 420 with Rob Van Dam, Matt Riddle, and The Godfather.
Take the batteries out of the smoke
Why
detector
not?
in the room for that one.
Yeah, you might want to take the batteries out of the smoke detector at that point.
Why
And then,
not?
of course, at 5:15, we're going to make sure we're there for the costume and the promo
Mhm.
cutting contest.
That's always fun, especially with the kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll probably just go stand in line and wait for the SCX show because that's what we did last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's going. I'm super excited, because I'm still retired, but I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
you're still retired, but
right,
I saw
but
a picture.
you're the promoter. You can do what you want. And I love the headbangers. So that was, young Heather was like, I want to tag with the headbangers. So it's me and the headbangers and Kevin Thorne
Yeah.
versus the entire other side of the matchup. I wrestled all of them but one. So I was like, well, let's do this again. So
Reb, did you say you had the pictures of who all is up for
Uh,
that?
yeah. Let me give
All
me a
right.
second, and I can.
Yeah, because I remember seeing that and I saw I'm like, Heather's gonna be so excited she's with the headbanger.
I may have put a little,
Push into that one.
little bit.
It's so funny. Like it there's a friend of mine that's gonna join us, I think for both days. That he's already got tickets, but
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going too." And I'm like, "You are?" And he's like, "You're gonna be like freaking out all day, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, pretty much. You're gonna see pretty much Giddy Mindy all day. It's great." And
And we want to see all of that. Everybody just smiling and just,
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yes,
Everybody gets to just be a big kid when they go there. And
absolutely. Even the wrestlers are like children because they haven't seen, some of these people they haven't seen in years, or it could
Mhm.
have just been a couple weekends. They're like, hey man, what's going on? And you
yeah.
know, we haven't like a lot of these people, like Adolfo and Carrie, we've only seen once, I think, since the convention.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well, I
That's
guess
probably hard to
because
do
they
when they
work.
live so far away, though.
I
So
would say where they live in Seattle, that's understandable
Yeah.
totally. So, but yeah, okay. Well, Brett, do you have those matches
all
up
right, I
that
got
we
I
can
got
run
them
through
good
them
to
real
go
quick?
here. Yeah. All right. So first thing, and these are random. I don't have them in any
No.
order or anything. But the main event Saturday gonna have Matt Cardona and Ultimo Dragon, which I'm
Yeah.
very excited about because I love me some Ultimo Dragon.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a legend right
Yeah.
there. Look at you.
Yeah.
I got this last year.
That's awesome.
It was supposed to be a gift for my friend AJ, but he didn't
And
want
you're
it.
like,
So
He doesn't like Cardona.
he doesn't like. He calls him Mid Cardona. So
that's hilarious.
he's like, "Where's Kane when you need him to put him in a wheelchair and throw him off the stage?"
Yeah,
Oh,
he doesn't
yeah.
mince words, our friend AJ. So, uh,
AJ, oh, and he's here.
oh, was the only comment? Oh,
He is. He just said,
oh.
"Whoop his ass, Ultimo Dragon."
One thing I like is this is going to be my third expo, so I've been to the last two of the
Mhm.
SCX shows, and you guys have been threading this long-term story with Cardona, starting from
Mhm.
the first year I went when he's wrestling Omen, and then last year they do the big double turn with Cardona and Omen going switching heel and babyface. So now I'm genuinely curious to see what the vibe is going to be when Cardona comes out for this one
Right.
because
Well,
it's not going to
Hatred
be against
from
Omen
us,
this
but
year.
yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that's one thing that, when you're not running a monthly show or, you know, even bi-monthly, people tend to forget about things. But at least I think with our show it's it's a very impactful, especially those matches, and there is
Mhm.
that story that is ever long, like it lasts the entire
Mhm.
year for that build up.
Yeah, and it's cool seeing all the different promotions putting championships up during this show because
Yes.
I have a
There's
special
a
shirt
lot.
to wear that night, and I'll tell you. And when we get to the match, I'll let you know which person it is because I have a very special shirt to wear because I got it
Nice.
this year, and I was so excited because it's one of my
well,
favorites. And
it does happen to be the next one on the list,
oh,
Menders.
is it the
So
next one?
yeah,
I'm so excited.
yes, Jack Vaughn and Tony Gunn OVW championship match here. Uh, you don't realize just how tall Jack is until you see him in person.
Holy crap.
He's huge. Yeah, well, he was one of our groomsmen in our wedding. So yeah,
Oh,
he's
really?
very tall. We've known him for many, many, many years. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, I
He's
got his
also
Yeah,
ring
one of our favorite
he's
shirt.
TikTok
awesome. And the way
follows.
that he's reinvented himself. Oh yeah.
I got
Insane.
his ring rat shirt. So I'm real excited to wear my ring rat shirt. About what it says ring rats need love too or something about that.
It was something
I'm
like
super
that.
support your local ring rat. That's what it is. Support your
That's
local
it.
ring rat. I'm like, that's perfect. Let's do this.
Yes. Yeah, he's a guy we're trying to get on the pod sometime. But we love everything about Jack Vaughn. He's
We do.
so good.
We're big Jack Vaughn fans.
Yes.
So we'll be cheering for Mr.
I think everybody, yes, is entertained by him.
Well, see, then one of his buddies, Aaron Williams, from, well, you probably know Aaron Williams.
Mhm.
He's one of my favorites. I've been following
Yeah.
him for a while, and actually, I'd seen Jack and him, Jake, and some other people over in Indianapolis when they had just a regular random show over there one time. So I took off and drove 2 hours to go see him. I was like, I haven't seen Aaron in so long. I need to see Aaron. But I've become really good friends with a lot of the guys, so that's a lot of fun when we see those
Done that
we haven't
before.
seen. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
What we got next, Reb?
All right. Next up here.
Yeah, I've trained
NWA.
with I've been around for so long, but
Yeah.
All right. So EC3 defending the NWA World Title against Carson Drake, and
Drake.
this one, I'm as big of a belt mark as I am a mark for the wrestlers themselves. So just seeing all these titles in there is going to be awesome too. So, I was worried when they had him and Cardona at the first Power taping that they did in Florida when there was a world title match, and I was like, oh, I hope Cardona doesn't win the title because then EC3 won't be defending it. And then it just I got all worried. But
Right. Fine. It's
See,
fine.
Carson Drake was the first wrestler I met last year at the expo, and of course he was peddling his picture right at the door. So it was like, okay, sure. I have no idea who you are,
Yes,
but
he's
sure,
a hustler. He
is a hustler.
great. He's a hustler.
He was a blast at karaoke too. He was a lot of fun that night. That was fun.
All right.
Who we got next, Reb?
Next up, Steph DeLander defending the
Ari
Premier Wrestling
Alexander.
Network Women's Championship against Ari Alexander. We got to meet Ari last year. I think she was hanging out with Pillman Jr. when he was at his table. Very, very cool. Very pleasant to talk to, and also hell of a talent in the ring when you watch her in there.
Yeah, I totally agree. She's from around here. She's one of the southern, the Cincinnati-esque girls.
Yeah. And of course,
a lot of them from
Steph
over there, I've noticed. So. You see Steph everywhere now. So.
Oh yeah.
Especially if Cardona's around.
But. Well, yeah.
Duh. Next up, Reb.
All right, next up.
Let's move through these faster.
There we go.
1. Hey!
There's the 8-person tag team match here.
So,
I love it.
My picture is blurry, so I can't read all of the names on there.
Let's see. Heather Owens, Kevin Thorne, Headbangers versus.
I got those.
We got those. We got those handled.
Matt Taylor, Hooks, Haley Shadows, and Paul Harbus? He's the one I haven't wrestled. He's from the UK.
Oh,
okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yes.
I won't lie.
I've had several matches with Hooks, and I've battled Matt Taylor for almost, 20 years. Like we both started around. Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then Haley Shadows, I've battled her many occasions as well. So I'm ready.
I won't lie. When I first saw the picture of Hooks, I was a little confused. I thought it was Gringo Loco for a second with the headband and the sunglasses.
I can see that.
We both did, because at first I thought it was Gringo Loco too. I was like, "What's it? Oh wait, that's not him."
No, Gringo doesn't carry the big hooks with him. So
no. What we got next, Reb?
All right, next up here, SCX Tag Team Championships triple threat match. Heath and Rhino back again against the Soul Shooters and the
And
new Rockers.
the new Rockers.
Okay, so this is Al Snow, and I forget who his
Cal.
partner is. Okay.
Yep,
And
the fanny pack kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the fanny pack kid.
Yeah.
okay.
I'm excited to see Heath and Rhino again. They're so much
Yes.
fun. They're such nice guys.
Oh yeah, and that's like growing up. When you look at Rhino, like as an ECW fan, so scary looking. You're like,
yeah.
dude, he could mess some people up, but he is one of the softest spoken, nicest individuals. And I'm
He's a
like,
big teddy bear.
yeah, you would have never known.
Yeah,
I've got a request for next year for guest. Got a request for next year.
already? Minderz.
You can put it out there. I can't guarantee nothing.
I want Taz. Just because I want him to say, "Oh, I digress." That's all I want.
We want Taz too.
Okay.
Well, if you get Taz, you probably get Hook with him. So
Exactly. That's the plan.
So yeah, it's all about, you know, agents and who's available, and that's the biggest thing. Like everybody that you guys say, we would love to see too, but
Right.
there's a lot of moving parts.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
There's-
Absolutely.
and we understand that. We can
Right.
actually, what, a month after we go to that, we get to meet Mr. Kennedy at one of
Oh,
our local
cool.
shows. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
But yeah, we already I have we all already have tickets for that show. So
Mhm.
we kind of plan ahead.
I'm totally like that. As soon as something goes on sale, I'm like, click, so I don't
Yep.
forget about it. I just have to remember to put it on my calendar.
So you don't forget to go.
Yep.
That's how I always have to tell the wife what I have planned because she keeps my schedule better than I do, so she can tell me if something's going on.
Well,
I don't
pretty
double book
common. Yeah,
myself.
I have 3 different calendars in the kitchen. I'm like, you got to check the calendar.
Now, which one you need to check? I'm not 100% sure, but one of those has what I'm supposed
All
to
the
be
information's there.
Yes.
doing. What's up next,
All
Reb?
right. Next up here, we got Freya the Slayer and Shauna Reed for the SDX Women's Championship. Last year was my first time seeing Freya, and I was very impressed. I thought she was very good.
Yeah, I've never got to work. I've been on shows with her, but I've never got to wrestle her. But yeah, I mean, she's phenomenal. And Shauna Reed, I was practically married to her for the first couple years of her career. So me and Shauna have had many of matches. So yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty good match. I mean, these are all going to be good, amazing matches.
Yeah, they're all going to be great matches. So it's like there is no saying, "Oh, this will be good." No, it will be good. Just this is what's
different
happening.
levels of yes.
Yeah, this is what's happening. So show up. That's all you got to do. Although I guess we shouldn't say that because it's sold out. So the wrestling show is sold out.
Which is bad for everybody who was going to wait till the last minute to get tickets. What are you going to do? But applaud to everybody that was like, I gotta go. And
exactly.
We're excited that it's sold out. I mean,
oh yeah,
sold out.
Why wouldn't you be excited that it's sold out? I mean, come on. Well,
we're doing something right.
Well, from what I've been seeing, even Saturday's almost completely sold out just to get in the expo.
Yes.
So it's like, wow. Oh my goodness.
We've got, you know, it's crazy to see when we started, you know, we had to move the first date because of COVID. And so everything got crazy with the first year, but just how well we did it during a shit time. And it progressively, you know, people told their friends and they're like, you got to go. And it just spread. Yeah. So,
well, that's he got me to go. So Reb came back and he was like, Minderz, you've got to go. You would love this. And I'm like, all right, I'll go. Sounds great. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
And
once you go, you get addicted to it and you're like,
you're hooked. Yes.
Just the atmosphere, you know, we look forward to it, you know, even though we're stressing out, we look forward to getting there and the whole shabam of it.
Yeah. I could see that. Like I said, I remember meeting up with you at karaoke, you know, last year, and we had a blast then too. And it's just like, Yeah, it's nice to have all wrestling fans getting together
Mhm.
to enjoy wrestling.
Yes,
And
and you
there's
can
not a
turn your brain off, so it's just like you're not thinking about, home stuff or any
yeah.
kind of crazy, like you're there for the weekend. It's a mini vacation for everybody just to have a good time. So, yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Last year, about what was it, 2 weeks before we came for the expo, I totaled my car. So I was I was very stressed out about that, and
Everybody knock on wood. We don't want any.
everybody
Yeah.
knock on wood. So far, I've had good luck, but yeah, it was I was stressed. I was like, well, shit, I guess we can't go to the expo because we had to buy
Uh,
another car. But my wife, bless her heart, she said, no, we're going. You're going to enjoy it, and then we'll worry about the other stuff later. And that's what we did.
yeah.
I'm I'm glad we went because I tell Minderz it's my favorite weekend of the year because it's like we said, it's just we all get to be kids again and just meet all these
Right.
guys and girls, and it's just a blast. And I
Yeah,
can't say enough good things about it.
Yay.
Well, let's
All
finish
right,
up the card for Saturday night.
Yep.
We're
okay,
just
got a
about there, and
got a
then
few more here.
we should probably let busy Heather go.
Yeah, she probably got a lot to
Well,
do. So
I know I've been working on all the, stuff and I haven't eaten dinner yet. So what are you gonna do?
oh
She's
boy,
got more
okay,
envelopes to stuff.
all right, I'll be quick
Oh
here.
my God,
All
there's
right,
so many.
yes. All right, next up here, TNA Digital Media Championship, Crazy
Yes.
Steve versus Lord Crew.
I'm excited about this one too.
Yes.
I love
Both of
Lord.
them. Yeah, both of them are super awesome. I love I love them both. I love Crazy Steve. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be a good match. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
and
go ahead, Reb.
I think that match was announced before Steve won that championship
right.
from Tommy Dreamer too. So that was just ease that right in there. Kind of the same
Yep.
with I think another one we got coming up here in the on the list, but that's
Yeah, we got
Okay.
belts on belts on belts.
oh yeah,
Like
oh yeah. So we got the Prime Championship. This is a new one. This is a new championship that you guys
yep.
are introducing.
Yes, this is a brand new belt.
Yeah,
So is
so let's
this kind of
see.
like international, like an intercontinental type belt,
Yeah, I'd say so.
or like a U.S.
Yeah,
championship belt?
more like maybe like a TV
Gotcha.
type
Okay,
belt. Yeah.
Okay.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
We got a lot of notable names in this one. I see Tommy Rich there. Is that
Your
Jake Chris?
favorites in there, Reb.
Mance Warner's in there. I am a Mance Warner fan, so I'm looking forward to this one. And then of course let's see, we got Colt Cabana in there. Got all kinds of got a pretty good list of names in this match. Now is this just basically Royal Rumble format kind of a situation?
I believe, yeah.
Well, it says Scramble Royal, so
Yes.
I'm
Right.
assuming.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not like a battle royal where everybody starts and then goes. I believe it's Rumble
Like gauntlet
style.
style.
Like,
Okay.
Gotcha.
yes.
So we
Okay.
can do countdowns.
Yes.
Yes,
We can count,
we can count better than most
but only like
refs. Okay.
10 and under.
Yeah, 10 and
Anything
under,
over
that's it.
10, no.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough trying to count to three.
Yeah,
So
refs have a hard enough time counting to 3 most of the time.
yeah, not wrong. All right, next up here, Trey Lamar versus VSK
For the tri-state.
for the
Yep.
Tri-State Wrestling Championship.
Yep.
And is that an East Coast title?
Actually it is Cincinnati, like the Cincinnati
Okay.
area company.
Gotcha.
Okay. I say because I know VSK is a New York guy, so I wasn't sure about that. But
Yeah,
I
but
like
the
VSK though.
company is probably they work within an hour of
Yeah,
here.
that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah,
There's at least one more match that I know of that
Yeah,
you
I
haven't
got
put up
one.
yet.
I got one more here.
He's trying to read it. Oh, there it is.
There it is. All right.
Oh, he
so
didn't
here
have
we
to
go.
read it. I knew what it was.
Well, so
This is
yeah, this is going to be a good one here. Jake Ullman and Matt
yes.
Riddle.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. This one, like I said, as soon as it was announced, I got super giddy. And then, yeah, this was when, because Matt didn't have the NJPW belt yet when this match was announced, because he was
No.
originally supposed to be a quote unquote stepping stone for Jake
Mhm.
to get back to Cardona.
Cardona. Yeah.
So,
Right.
yep. So
Everything
we're
works out for a reason. Yeah. So we just
Yeah.
kind of were like, oh, okay,
well, that works.
that works too.
But well, Reb, why don't we let Heather go? She hasn't had a chance to eat. She's got lots of work to
Yes.
do.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
will see her in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh my
weeks.
gosh.
I
Two
know.
and a half.
2.5
weeks.
weeks.
What is today?
Oh my
Tuesday?
goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
2.5 weeks.
Oh.
Yes.
And
Well,
we're
Heather,
so
thanks for.
But
excited.
yes, I appreciate you guys. Yes.
Oh
For
heck yeah.
you, for talking about the show and telling everybody,
Yeah.
that's what we want. We just everybody just good time. Some good
I always say
wrestling, some good
we need to
fun,
make
have a
this.
drink.
Or
Got to make
few.
this an annual thing. So next year, Expo time, we'll bring you back and
Absolutely.
we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, I
Thank-
will
All right.
see you guys in a couple weeks.
All
All
right.
All
right.
right.
Yeah, Heather,
All right.
thank you.
Thanks, Heather.
Bye. I'm so excited. Even like talking to her makes me even more excited for the expo. I love it.
Oh
Because
my
now I feel
goodness.
like
Yeah,
it's even closer. It's even
it's getting
closer.
close. Yeah, and yeah, it's that's what the first question I asked is, how busy are you? Because I can't imagine all the stuff they got to go work
No
through
kidding.
to.
Well, and then you think, okay, not only do you have all that you have to get situated, but then you have your vendors, you have your making sure everybody's there for the lighting, for the wrestling, for the ring crew, for the
For
I
the
can't
panels.
imagine. For panels. Yeah, no, I can't imagine. No way.
Crap.
What are
And
you doing?
oh, I'm trying to get my top 10 stuff
Oh,
organized.
all right. Well, you keep working on that.
And yeah, I've kind of
Hey, why
fudged
don't we
it up
pay
a
some
little bit.
bills? Can we pay
You know,
bills?
that's a good idea. Like the way you think, because I actually did delete all my tiles here. So let's put this. Long day, Minderz.
Technical difficulties, like always.
It's not easy being the the editors, the producers, the graphics team, all that stuff. So, all right.
I'm
So
just glad all I gotta do is show up.
it's true, and you do a bang up job, Minderz. You really do.
I do what I can.
It's true. All right. Well, let's pay some bills real quick while I get some semblance of organization here. So here we go.
All right. So I had a thought while that was playing.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to run through? Can we run through the Black Label show that they have, the 6 matches they have up?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and run down the list there, Minderz, just while I'm doing what I'm
Okay,
doing
well,
here.
I'm going to start, if I can make this bigger on my phone, which it doesn't seem to want to be cooperating with me right now. But, okay, so I know we have a tag team match with MXM, so Mansoor and Mace,
Right.
or Massey, or however you want to pronounce
Massey.
it,
I don't know what he pronounces it now.
against 2 of our favorites. 2 of our favorites,
Go
so I'm
on.
so excited.
Go
Effie
on.
and Dan the Dad.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I love Dan the Dad, and this will be my first time seeing Effie, so I'm really excited
This
about
this
this.
is only gonna be my second time seeing Effie. Well, third time seeing Effie perform, because I saw him at one GCW show and then at a BLP show like a few years ago.
Let's see, and then this is the one I'm having problems reading because it's real small. So maybe hold on, let me see if I can bring it up. I'll go ahead and tell you about another one. We have Sky Blue.
Uh-huh.
I said it right. You should be proud of me. Versus Alex Zane.
Ooh,
And I think I've
I like that
seen
Alex Zane.
I do like that Alex Zane. Um,
Taco
but
Bell's favorite wrestler.
for good reason, I'm sure. Um,
Well, his
ugh,
finish is called the Crunchwrap Supreme. So
well, that works. Um, then we have Nick Wayne.
I like Nick Wayne.
I
His
tried
booking
really hard.
notwithstanding in AEW, I do enjoy his work because he's for being 18, he's damn good.
But who he's fighting, I'm super excited about because I love this guy.
Nick Gage.
Huh? No.
Is it Nick? Oh,
No. It's Myron Reed.
Myron. I
I'm
do
so
enjoy
excited to
Myron.
see Myron Reed again. He's so fun. Then we have Zaya Brookside versus Killer Kelly versus Aaliyah James versus Rachel Armstrong.
Okay, very nice. Zaya
Then we
Brookside's
have
damn good.
I know, I'm so excited to see Zaya.
Takes after her old man.
And Killer Kelly. I'm
Yes.
really excited to see both of them. Okay, I might need help pronouncing this name. I know.
Okay.
Myron let AJ hold the MLW middleweight belt, so he likes him. He's a good hoot, he says. And then there's a 6-man tag match with Kevin Koo. Am I saying that right?
Okay, you are saying that correctly.
Okay, and Latino's Most Wanted versus
Okay, I'm not familiar with
Matt.
Latino's Most Wanted.
I'm not either. Matt Makowski? Yeah.
Mikowski, maybe?
There you go, Makowski. That works. I like that better. Matt Makowski and Bang and Matthews, which I'm guessing is probably
Not the Bang Bros.
the team known as Not the Bang Bros.
Yes. Which legally crosses all T's and dots all I's.
There you go. And then is the match I think you've been waiting for. And that would be a one-on-one match with Elijah, formerly known as Elias, versus Mance Warner.
Yes, yeah. Manser. The eye poke god.
Exactly. Legally
can't be called the Bang Bros.
Don't Google them. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
That should be their name. The Ungoogleables. That should be their tag team name.
The Ungoogleables. You know how hard that is to say? I can't say that. We don't need to be doing that.
It doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, does it?
No, it doesn't. And you're usually pretty good about coming up with team names that roll off the tongue, so.
It's true.
All right. So that's what they've got for Black Label Pro. I'm sure there might be more, but that's what they've announced so far.
Probably, yeah.
But it is only a 2-hour show, so 6 matches at 2 hours sounds about right.
Yeah. Plenty of time to get back to the karaoke and the hijinks.
Or the Jeff Hardy show, if you're doing the Jeff Hardy show.
Yes.
Los Ungoogleables de Indiana. AJ's having too much fun.
Has AJ been hitting the sauce a little bit?
I don't think so. I told you. No, he's in a wrestling mood.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's got the PS5 going. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All
so
right.
yes, he probably has been hitting the sauce if he's on the PS5.
Well, maybe. Yeah. Well, Minderz, before we get to our top 10 this week, there was something I wanted to bring up that came out of last night's Raw. It's a question that I want to ask you because you are a lover of all things heel and getting heat and everything. So we saw the the angle with Candice LeRae and Maxine Dupree last night. And Candice got a little heavy in the delivery there with all the stuff she was saying. Oh, AJ, yeah, playing 24. Of course, I'm drinking.
Okay, see.
All right,
Barry, he sauced. I'm like, okay.
Now, I really enjoyed the angle because it's a new side to Candice, and I enjoy seeing people get heat.
Yeah, but she really?
It was a little cringy. Is where I'm going with this. So it brought a question to mind. I want to ask you this and get your take. How far is too far when in an angle? Like,
You want my true
I know
opinion?
there's.
I
What's
don't
your
think
true
there is a
opinion?
I don't think there is a too far. It depends on how much heat you want and how much you can take of public um what's the
Tongue
word I'm
lashing?
looking for? Well, I guess, yeah.
A drubbing?
How far how far how much are you willing to let the public think that you are 150% an asshole?
Okay, that's true. Now I'm going to rephrase my question here. As far
Okay.
as like the wrestlers go, I don't think there's a too far, as long as they know what's coming and they're okay with it, or they say, hey, you can say whatever you want. That in that case, it's not an issue. How far is too far for the fans today? Because it's I don't want to say a softer audience than it was back in the 90s, 2000s.
Oh, it is. It is. It
I
really
mean, it's
is.
definitely, and I'm not saying it's a woke thing or
You know,
anything,
I
but
don't know if it's that or if I just want to. I wonder if it's just a more aware audience where, lots of times back in the 90s, there were a lot of things that hadn't really come to light yet, or,
KFA was still alive and well in the 90s.
exactly. So I, I don't feel like fans should really. I'm going to say this, and then here I am stirring shit up all the time down at 01. But I mean, I've never said anything that was going to make anybody cry. I might say I don't like you, or I'll come up with something, you suck,
Yeah,
bitch ass, whatever the case may be. I
right.
might even get a 6-year-old to yell bitch ass at a wrestler.
And it didn't take a lot of convincing either.
No, it sure didn't. But hey, if you're mean to me, my buddy takes care of me. Thank you very much. But yeah,
Hey, he got a hug out of Shaza McKenzie on
he
Saturday
was so
because Big Al
excited
was
about
mean to his
that.
daddy.
I know. I know. So, yeah, he did. He was super excited.
Yeah, but
Um,
like we see all the stuff Christian does in AEW with the whole
mhm.
bid dad stuff and all that, which
I
it's
mean,
kind
I
of
guess
his
give me an example of what you think a fan saying is too far.
something that a fan would think was too far.
Yeah, like
Uh, I'll go back to I forget what year it was, but when Paige and Charlotte were feuding, and then Paige was talking about Reed in her promos.
I I don't think that's too far.
Like I said I'm with you because I'm sure that it got cleared with Charlotte backstage. Probably got cleared with Rick, I would imagine.
I would assume.
But
And
the
plus,
fans hear the stuff, and then it's not. I'm not saying that they think this shit's real, but they probably really. I got another one. Just this past Friday, Roman called Seth a crossdresser.
that one I think he need to be a little bit careful about. Just because, and yes,
I think it's
but
the
but
terminology though, because he'd been saying Seth wears his wife's clothes for weeks.
right. But what were people saying when Adonis was always wearing it?
Well, they were saying way worse when Adonis
Yeah,
was
so
wearing it.
I mean, I think people need to relax a little bit to an extent. I mean, I get why people want to say, I get the whole woke or whatever. I understand that. But I think people also need to understand it's entertainment.
Yeah, they're going out there to get a response from the audience.
Exactly.
I'll just say this: imagine if Seth showed up in an ECW show in 1998 wearing his getup and went in the ring with the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
They would have made him cry.
Whew. Yeah.
Bari
Well,
says real stuff is the line. Real life stuff.
and I
No racial
understand.
slurs. That goes without saying.
That goes without saying.
Yeah.
That's
That.
totally
Yeah.
different.
100% agree with that.
Um, but like, okay, here's another example from the 90s that you won't see now. But what about Dustin Rhodes, Goldust, when he came out in his S&M getup and all
Yeah.
the things they used to say about him?
He
He
was
was
pushing
pretty
a lot of
risque.
boundaries. Yeah.
He was.
I
Um,
think there was a story they wanted them to get breast implants.
yeah, like if he wanted to do it, that would be one thing. But his job telling, no, 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 no.
Some of the gimmicks that popped up in the '90s nowadays, it makes you really wonder, considering who was pitching them.
Right?
I'm just saying,
Right?
beaver cleavage comes to mind,
Mm-hmm.
or the Pretty Mean Sisters with meat.
Yeah.
Poor Stasiak, never stood a friggin' chance. You got the
But
Katie Vick situation. There's all kinds of questionable booking
there
calls there.
was, or even
And
if you want to
WCW's
get,
not guilty either. Not innocent, I should
I
say.
was gonna say they're not guilty. Yeah,
They're
they're
not
real
innocent.
guilty. They're
I mean,
real
shoot,
guilty.
2 words: Vince Russo.
Exactly.
I'll tell you one
Viagra
that
on a
really.
pole. Do I
I'll tell
need to
you.
say more?
I'll tell you one that really pissed me off was when he put Ed Ferrara in the Jim Ross getup and made him Oklahoma.
Ugh.
Right after JR had Bell's palsy attack and was off, and then
Yes. See. Okay.
that was
There you
bad
go.
taste.
There's an extent of where it would be too much.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was Ferrara.
but it's like I get it, and again, no racial slurs. Exactly. I don't think there should be anything like that. But
What about Edge and Lita making whoopee in the middle of the ring?
right, or the who was it? Kai and Tai wanting to cut Val Venus'
Oh,
feet.
choppy pee pee. Yeah.
Choppy pee pee. It's like,
Let's
come
take
on.
the Japanese guys, give them a fucking katana, and have them say the most racist sounding line you could think of for a Japanese man to say.
Choppy, your pee pee. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, Kai and Tai could have been so good if they would have.
They couldn't be taken seriously,
If
though.
they could have been taken seriously. If they could have. I mean, Taka was already fairly taken seriously when he was the junior heavyweight champion there.
Yes. Well, but
And Togo is a hell of a wrestler back then.
Mm-hmm.
But they were just put in that gimmick.
And that was back when stereotypical things happened a lot.
Yep. It's go back to the Russian heels of the '80s. Same deal, you know. It was, the German heels in the '60s.
Yep.
That was Fritz von Erich before he found Jesus. He was a German heel.
I'm just thinking of Koloff. But yeah. If we were talking controversial lines, Mox did leave WWE because they wanted him to say God is going to take out Roman and I'm going to take out Seth when Roman had cancer. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him saying that.
I remember
I'm saying it in an interview, not saying the line. But
well, yeah. But there you go. There's another that it's too far.
For the religious find a nice way to put this. Religious, what's the word I'm looking for? Give me a nice word to say about religious people. When Vince wrestled God, basically, on the pay-per-view.
Oh, God, that was terrible.
And they didn't even give God a hot tag.
Nope.
That's the only way that they would have saved it for me, is if they would have given him a hot tag and have just the spotlight go across the ring and knock everybody over.
Would hit everything and there's a move.
Just make it campy but they made it. Yeah, Vince was just a little too much, and between 03 and 06, he was almost unwatchable.
Yeah.
With all the shit he was doing. In hindsight, we get why.
The Spirit Squad.
What about the Spirit
that
Squad?
has a whole new meaning to it now, doesn't it? Ugh. When they dumped all this shit on Spirit Squad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that was not good.
Ugh.
Yeah, so there have definitely been some questionable heat moments in wrestling over the last several years. But yeah, I kind of wanted to get your take on that, just to see what you said about what we saw last night and just heat in general. Because, there are some heels that don't give a shit.
As they shouldn't. They're heels. They shouldn't care what people think. But if that ends up starting to get you canceled on TV, then you need to be a little bit aware of it.
If WWE, last I checked, TKO is still a publicly traded company, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
So that's something their board could say something. And I'm talking about the cross-dresser line from Roman. or they could say, hey, he's back a little bit on that.
Here's the thing: was that
It's
his line or was that one of the writers?
it
And
might
did
have
it
been
get approval?
Gewurz.
Because
I
you
mean,
know
Brian
all that's
Gewurz
got to
got
get
brought in to
approval.
do. Well, Brian Gewurz got hired basically to do Rock's creative for this whole thing. And Gewurz had been there forever, but he was the Rock's guy back when he was full time. So I
But see,
wonder
The
if
Rock could have said
Gewurz
it back then, and it would have been okay. I don't think
exactly.
anybody would have said anything then.
No, but and Brian hasn't been with the company in several years, so maybe he still has that mindset with his creative. And
How about
I don't
just
know.
another joke about him wearing his wife's clothes, and we would have been just fine. Nobody would
Yeah,
have said anything.
just say, hey, you look stupid.
Yeah,
Done.
there you go. How's that work?
Right. But anyway, let's move on to something a little more pleasant, Minderz.
Oh wait, you know what we didn't talk about? Can we talk
What
about at
didn't we
least
talk about?
one match from last week on Dynamite?
Which one do you have in mind?
Osprey and Fletcher.
Main event? Okay, we
Yes,
can talk about that one.
that's the only one I
Uh,
want to talk about. All the rest of them I could really
that
care
was a hell of a
less. But
match.
it was so good. That was one of the better ones they've had as a main event. I'm curious to see what Corny has to say about it, just because I want to hear the ratings on it.
I worry about one thing though. Number one, I thought that Fletcher got knocked out on that poison run off the top rope because it looked like he landed right on his head.
Oh yeah, it did.
But Osprey's first two matches are Takeshita and Fletcher, and it's those two matches specifically just for quality purposes. I'm worried that it's going to get to the point where he's got to top himself every week, and it's going to get somebody killed.
Yeah,
Because Osprey is generally a smart worker these days, definitely more so than when he had
he's a
his
lot.
neck surgery.
He's a lot better now than he used to be.
Yes,
He is a lot
and
better now than he used to be.
and we know Fletcher's put some size on since Davis got hurt, so he's
Yes,
not
he
as
has.
wiry as he was. He kind of looks like a younger Osprey if you look at
Yeah,
him side by side.
he
And
does.
and I enjoyed 99% of the match. The only thing I didn't like was number one, it was the poison run off the top rope when he spiked
Mhm.
Fletcher. Then after that, Osprey hit that hidden blade, the back elbow, and Fletcher kicked out. And when that happened, I wondered if he was concussed and just kicking that out of reflex.
Yeah, I didn't know what he was
I go
doing.
I go back to Sandman and Cactus Jack in the Texas Death Match when Sandman basically 5 minutes in got it knocked out stupid by Cactus, and he just kept kicking out when he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah,
So that makes you worry a little bit.
a little worried.
But the match itself was very good.
It was.
It's one of those things you can tell when two guys like each other that are in the ring together.
Oh wait, and they brought what's his face out? Okada?
The Bucks brought Okada.
No, yeah, that guy. Thanks, Macalus and Mick Thew or whatever.
Metallus and Nick Thew.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, speaking of our friends the Buckaroos,
Yeah, our friends. That term's being used very loosely.
very loosely, true. But before we get out of here for this week, Minderz, let's go into our top 10 Tuesday for this month.
All right, sounds good. Let's do that.
All right, here we go. All right. There we go. Top 10 Tuesday for this month. And we always complain about the overuse of certain moves in wrestling, Minderz, as high spots when they should be finishes.
Yep. Bet you I can guess what this one's about just by that description. Greatest super kicks.
Okay, now I need to clarify this. This isn't like individual like kicks. Like it's not like number one's going to be when Shawn Michaels gave Shelton Benjamin the super kick off the springboard. This is I'm talking greatest wrestlers to deliver super kicks. Like who did it the best, basically.
Yes.
So I will preface by saying that there are no Young Bucks on this list.
And no Usos. I'm
There are no
so
Usos on
excited.
this list.
So
And
excited.
I'm not saying I don't dislike the Usos super kicks, but they just didn't make the cut here.
They do them too much.
That's the thing. This is overuse. They do it too much.
Overuse. Mm-hmm.
The guys on this list would hit one, and the match would be
And that was it.
curtains. Yeah.
Done. You were done.
Yes. All right. So starting with number 10, and this is the best picture I could get because I couldn't find one of him by himself doing it. But Marty Jannetty.
Okay.
I mean, the Rockers did a fantastic double super kick, or as Gorilla Monsoon called it, reverse crescent kick, even though it was neither reverse nor a crescent. And but to have a good double team maneuver, they both have to do it well, and
Mm-hmm.
I think this qualifies.
Ooh, hopefully. That was one I meant to ask her about if he was actually making it to the expo.
I thought about that. Yeah, we probably should have asked.
I meant to. Totally
Yeah.
forgot.
It's all right. All right. So that was our number 10 is Marty. And not much to say about Marty's super kicking ability.
Not anymore.
Better than his famousing ability. When
Well,
that rocker
super
dropper
kick,
almost killed a guy.
right? Although
yeah,
his
he
super
won't be
kicks
joining
then are
me.
a lot better than they are now, but that's beside the
Well,
point.
it's more of a drop kick now.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to make fun, but Marty had a little amputation.
A little bit.
Yeah, I assume it already happened. I don't know if it was scheduled or what.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I know that was what the news was.
Yeah. All right. Shall we move on to number 9?
Yes,
Minderz?
let's move on.
And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go through my list, and then if you have any that differ, then after my list is over, we'll have you throw in yours.
Well, there was a couple, but mine were more just moments as opposed to finishers.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep rolling through here, though. Number 9, and I wish I could have put him higher. Lance Storm.
He's just good all around.
He's so good.
He really is.
Yeah. He's all due respect to Lex Luger. Lance Storm was a total package, except for the talking.
Charisma. That was all Lance Storm missed.
Not a strong promo. That's where Jericho was so valuable in that Thrill Seekers unit.
Yes. That's because he was so solid. So solid in his matches.
Well, the super kick, I believe, is what kicked off the invasion angle of 2001 when Lance Storm gave one to Perry Saturn.
It was.
He was the first guy to invade.
Yep.
But yeah, he never uses a finish though. It was a setup, but he would only do it once a match.
Hey, as long as it's only once a match and not 30 times a match, I'm okay with it.
I agree. All right. Number 8, another guy that didn't use it as a finish, but he was very good, Perry Saturn.
Yes. Oh, Perry. Is it terrible? The only thing I really remember him for is the mop.
Oh, the fucking mop. I was a fan of Perry in WCW first when he showed up with Raven, and then I went back and watched his stuff in ECW, and that's when I got hooked. And I was a fan. The Eliminators, all due respect to the Dudleys, is my favorite ECW tag team.
Yeah.
But Perry had the martial arts background, so they made that kick a little bit more legitimate.
Then Vince McMahon got a hold of him.
And then the less said about that, the better.
It's almost as bad as.
Although I hear he's doing better now. He had some hard times a couple years ago, but he looks in much better health today than he did 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, that's another one. You were talking about him earlier. I'm kind of excited to see Lex Luger, honestly.
Yeah.
At the Squared Circle, but it bothers me. I know how much he's gone downhill, and it just. Some of these guys. Well, it's kind of like what you said with Dean. when they put Dean Malenko up, and with all the health problems they've had and different things, and they just look like a shell of who they used to be. And
But I'll tell you what, Luger is still very sound of mind, and
that's all
uh,
that really
he's a
matters.
great conversation. I talked with him a little bit a couple years ago, and very nice guy. Like I said, possibly humbled by circumstance, but I mean, he's about all you could hope for when you get to meet him. So you definitely should go say hello.
Yeah, that's one I think I will try to make it over to his table. So
Yeah. All
or
right.
his
Next up,
room, whichever.
he probably have a table. He had a table when I met him.
Well, he
Uh,
might have a room. I bet Sting's got a room, kind of like MJF did.
oh, that's true. All
So
right. Next up, number 7.
yeah, that sounds right.
7. All right. Stevie Richards,
Yeah.
the Stevie kick.
Hey, that's Randy.
Yeah, he's giving Randy Orton the old super kick there.
I remember that gear.
I couldn't. Me too, because we were both at his first match on TV.
Yep.
I wanted to find a picture of Stevie from ECW doing the Stevie kick when he had the Daisy Dukes and the half shirt.
Oh,
But
geez.
this is the best I could do.
I prefer this one.
Yeah, is that Jack Doan in the corner there, Minderz?
I think so.
He's gonna be at the expo.
I know.
I mean, he lives one county over from me, but you know, it's still cool that he's getting out there.
Yeah.
All right, number 6 is one that you mentioned in passing, Minderz. Yokozuna.
Mm-hmm.
How a guy with legs that big was able to do that well is still just a scientific marvel to me.
I think that was actually the super kick that I saw too. That was like,
The one with Brett.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and then Brett sold it like a champ too.
Heck yeah. The fact that Yokozuna, Uncle Rodney, at the size
Yes.
he was,
Big
could
Goose.
do that as well as he did was
Yes.
pretty amazing.
Yoko isn't in the JTR Hall of Fame yet, is he?
Nope. We might have to fix that.
Yeah. I love Yoko though. Everything about him was so good.
Hey, okay, let's get through this
What?
because I wanted to talk about John Tenta's Dark
Oh
Side of the Ring.
yes. Okay. Well, let's move on. Number 5, kind of in bloodline adjacent to Uncle Rodney. Haku.
There you go.
That is a picture of Andre knowing what's
Cool.
coming.
And there's Demolition. I'm not sure if
That's
actually
Smash.
Is that Smash?
That is Smash. This is from WrestleMania 6. I remember it because this is when Andre turned babyface.
Ah.
He'd already slapped Bobby Heenan around, and then Haku was getting his Toei vengeance.
Honorable mention to Ming. He used a super kick when he started out in WCW, having the one move matches.
You know, I just watched Fall Brawl from '94, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, '94, and Ming was Colonel Parker's bodyguard during that time.
Oh wow.
So Ming wasn't in the match, but they showed the build up, and there was a match where I think it was Funk and Arn against Dusty and Dustin. And post match
wow.
it got thrown out. It was fuckery all over the place.
No.
Ming, believe it or not. But Ming got in the ring, and Ming had the black shirt and the tie and the sunglasses, and he was like a mafia bodyguard kind of for Colonel Parker. Dusty got one of those wooden chairs, and broke it over Ming's head. Ming didn't move.
Oh crap.
So he was wearing it like a friggin' necktie. And I didn't appreciate how tough Haku was in the WWF when he was there when I was a kid. That's when I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And he is one I'm very excited about meeting at the expo.
Yeah, he's at the expo too. So
didn't flinch, or at least we didn't see it with the sunglasses, because the sunglasses didn't come off.
That's impressive if you keep the sunglasses on. Honestly.
Yes, I think Bubba did that in the old days. Big Bubba Rogers, when Dusty would hit him with the chair, he'd keep the hat. The hat would stay on, and the sunglasses when he was Corny's bodyguard.
Didn't Corny say he talked about that? He talked about the hat last week, I think. And
yeah,
he said
the hat spot.
Yeah, that he actually had it down to an art how it would.
Yeah, he would give a guy
the
sidewalk slam, and the hat would come off, and then the referee would count 1, 2, and then see the hat, and then get the DQ. And Mr. Hughes also, Barry says.
Yep.
But it's just good stuff there. Uh, I love Haku.
Yeah. I'm
Can't wait to meet
excited.
him at the expo. All right, number 4, the Tennessee Cowboy James Storm in TNA.
Here's one of AJ's favorites.
Yes, mine too. But
Hey,
he's
that's
one.
AJ.
Oh yeah, he's
It's
looking up
more
like
fun for me to try to figure out who they're kicking.
yes. But Storm's another one that he really brought credibility back to the super kick because that was his finish, and he would hit a guy with it once and be done, unless there was like a save in a tag match or something.
I
But
really want to meet him one day. I haven't met
yes.
James Storm.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's a hoot. Might be a little in the bag, but that's all right.
Well, I mean, he's buddies with Al Snow, so because I
Yep.
know he's been over at OVW. So
Yeah. He and Harris have been making appearances lately as AMW again.
oh really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
The last call, AJ says.
Yes, the last call super kick. That's good stuff. All right, number 3. Got the Zigzag Man,
Ooh, he does
Dolph
have a
Ziggler.
good one.
Yes.
No, Nick Namath, as he's known by now.
Now, yes, but that picture is of Dolph Ziggler though.
Yes. And that was what, Kalisto?
That was. It looks like Kalisto. It's not Ray.
No, that's not right. I think it's Kalisto.
I think you're right. But yeah, Ziggler, everything Ziggler does, or I'm sorry, Nemeth does is so good.
It really is. He was so overlooked in WWE. It made me mad.
He had
But
a niche role in Vince's eyes, and that was just to make guys look good.
yeah,
But he never really got to shine.
and
exactly.
to be dating Vicky Guerrero, but
Excuse me?
didn't he date Vicky Guerrero as a run? Yeah. Oh yeah. You should go
Yeah.
back and watch.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I remember. You just didn't get my joke.
What did you say?
I said,
Sorry.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Sorry, should I do it? Excuse me, or whatever.
Yeah, you should have done
I
like
can't
that.
do her voice.
Yeah. Speaking of, that's almost as funny as when all the wrestlers were on the Weakest Link, and Steve Austin was one of them. And she goes, "What should I know?" And you are known for what? And he goes, "What?"
Oh boy, AJ, he's into the weeds. Conspiracy theory: they forgot to poke holes in the box they put the Spirit Squad in when they sent them back to OVW when they all passed. Dolph Ziggler has been a body double this whole time.
Okay.
It's kind of a morbid theory, but it's
It's an AJ theory, though.
it is an AJ theory.
It's an AJ theory.
Not an Austin theory.
No, not an Austin theory. But who's our number 3, Reb?
Well, actually, number 2, Minderz.
Oh, we're to 2?
Number 2 is the man
My bad.
that is largely credited with inventing the super kick. Gentleman Chris Adams from World Class Championship Wrestling. All right, Minderz, take a guess. Who's he kicking?
I have no clue. Hold on.
Barry.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea. Maybe it's not Brody, is it?
That's not Brody.
Okay, who
Give
is
up?
it? Yep.
That's Michael P.S. Hayes.
Oh!
Doot.
Yeah, I couldn't guess that one. Had all of
Kick
them
you
up
right
till
in the
then.
beard.
Kick you right in the beard. At least he had that beard to maybe cushion it a little bit.
That's true. All right, are you ready for number 1, Minderz?
I don't think it's going to be a surprise.
Probably not. Oh, I'm not even going to give you a chance to guess. We're just
Oh,
going to
you're
get to our
not?
number 1.
All right, then bring Shawn Michaels on in and let's do this.
All right, so we have Minderz's guess as to who it is. Without any further ado, our number 1.
Oh, I forgot you had the drum roll.
Where'd it go? There it
You
is.
lost it. Oh, a perfect person that he's kicking. I love it.
Who is it?
It's Hogan.
I figured you'd get that one.
That one's easy.
But, man, he did that so well.
He did.
He could hit it out of anywhere.
It was a lot of fun.
Has to be.
Hey, honorable mention to Victoria because she had quite a super kick too.
Yeah. Then
It
any
kind of went
number of.
male heavy. It kind of went male heavy on the super kicks. So
That's true. That's true. Uh, there's not a wrong answer except for the Bucks. Really.
yeah, exactly. Basically,
Whew, all right. So that concludes our top 10 Tuesday for. I do want to point out our 10 bell salute today was in memory of Yutaka Yoshi from. He was a former New Japan star in the Orient. He passed away after a match this over the weekend
he was
at the
really
age of 50.
young,
He was 50, yeah. So
but that's
so
young.
R.I.P. to Yoshi-san there.
As I get closer to 50, 50 becomes young.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. All right.
Okay,
Well,
what did I
Minderz,
tell you
let's.
to remind me about when we got
You want
done?
me to remind you about John Tenta's Dark Side of the Ring?
Yes, that was so good. If you get a chance, go watch it. It's really good. Uncle Fred's all over it.
Yes.
You
I love
forget
Tenta.
just how good John Tenta was. So, for those of you that don't realize who John Tenta is, that would be the
Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Yes. Or Golga for you Attitude Era fans.
Yeah,
The
poor,
Shark for you
poor
Dungeon of Doom
guy.
fans.
Poor guy.
Earthquake was the best gimmick he ever had.
It
But
was. But him with Uncle Fred making the natural
I love
disasters
I
was,
love the Natural Disasters as a tag team.
they were great. Now I wasn't so crazy about Tugboat and Typhoon. No,
Well, Typhoon
Tugboat
was
and yeah, but
Shockmaster.
what? Yeah. Oh, Tugboat was what Fred turned when he went
When Fred turned heel, he
phase.
went from Tugboat to the Typhoon.
Yeah, when he turned heel, he went to Typhoon.
Right.
But
I guess he was supposed to be Chic Tugboat at one point, but that wound up changing. He
I
was gonna
didn't
be.
realize how much Tenta was respected in Japan as a sumo wrestler.
Yeah. Uh,
I
they actually booked a match, him and Yoko in a sumo match on TV in the like I think 92, 93.
Oh wow.
I didn't get to see it because I think I wasn't home.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was I guess a big deal in sumo before he got into pro wrestling.
It is so funny because how tall he was and how short and petite his wife was. It's like night and day. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. It's really crazy how much like
It's like when you're standing next to Jack Vaughn.
yeah, because I think they said John was like 6'7".
Was he that tall?
Yeah, he was like 6'6", 6'7", and his wife was 4'11".
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a big height difference.
Yeah. Uh,
But that was definitely a good one. What is it tonight? Because Darkseid's on tonight. Who is it
oh
tonight?
shoot, what is it? Buff.
Well, hold on. You talk about
Yeah.
our guests, and I'll come up
All
with
right.
it.
So, upcoming guests we have to announce here. Next week, we are going to be joined by Polly Tomaselli from the Chicago area, a guy who I'm very familiar with from my indie viewing days in the Chicagoland area. So we're excited about him coming. The week after that, on the 26th, we mentioned it during our interview. Our go home show for the Squared Circle Expo will be joined by Jake Ullman ahead of his
Yay!
match with Matt Riddle. Easy.
I'm so excited.
Uh, so that's going to be fun. April 2nd, I guess they can officially announce Adolfo Dorta, who's one of the other organizers of the expo. We'll kind of get his take of
How
apparently right
things
after
went.
getting off a plane to Seattle, so he might be a little tired when
A little
we get
bit.
him on. So that's when I'm not I'm not going to be upset if he does a card subject to change if he's worn out.
Right.
But hopefully he's in. April 9th, the one Minderz you will not be here for. It's going to be me and Jabari on that
I'm
episode,
so bummed.
and we're
Okay,
going to be
and
joined by Jason Knight, the sexiest man on earth.
yep.
And
I'll be in the chat though. But yeah, the boys
yes,
are
you'll be
right.
in the
It'll be
chat.
Dark Side of the Ring is Buff Bagwell tonight.
I said that.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I
You're good.
missed it. I was too busy looking. And then
No, it's all right.
next week is Terry Gordy Final Flight of the Freebird.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so April 9th is Jason. The whole month of April, we're doing our Multi Cup Tag Team Invitational Fantasy Tournament. So hopefully
Which we
that
need to
won't.
get that all figured out.
Yes, we do. On April 30th, we'll be joined by the Cuban assassin Fidel Sierra, which I'm looking forward to because he knows and has worked with everyone.
And you need to give me homework.
I will give you homework.
Okay.
And then we haven't officially announced this yet. For people that listen to the Jim Cornette Experience, on May 7th, we're going to be joined by the band that does the theme song for the Jim Cornette Experience.
Really? I didn't
The
even
X
know
Bombers
this.
are going to be joining us. Hey, they gave us a shout out on their YouTube show.
Oh, did they?
Because yeah, so they plugged it, and so we're looking forward to that. Find out their fanship for Corny, and also find out about their band because they're from this area. They're from Illinois, so they played in Champaign quite a bit from what I saw. So
All
so we're
right.
looking forward to that. And then the week after that, May 14th, we are going to be rejoined. We must make him part of the show going forward.
We
Just
may as
Incredible's going to be
well.
back.
I say
Just
just add
Incredible
Just
is coming back.
Incredible. Just add him to it. He's a co-host at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. We don't have anything booked for this yet, but on August 20th is going to be our 100th episode of the Jumping the Rail podcast. So we need to think of something good for that one, Menders. So we got to get our thinking
Well,
caps on.
hopefully we'll get some connections at the expo because I have some
Yes.
ideas of who I would like for us to get, but we'll see. That all depends on
Yes.
money and everything else. But
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So that's what we got coming up on JTR. Tomorrow night on the shootout, we will be joined by Zach Hendricks, the outlaw from Country Air, former 0-1 tag team champion. And then
we will
next
talk
week,
about things that happened on Saturday.
we will talk about all the comings and goings of 0-1 USA in Terre Haute this past Saturday
And how
night.
I managed to yell at BA and got somebody else flipped off because I yelled at him.
It's a rare skill.
It is
to
a rare
have.
skill, but man, I succeeded. Between that and getting a 6-year-old to call him bitch ass, I don't know how much better my day could have got.
I'm regretting, Menders, during the interview with Heather that I didn't put this up at one point. We were talking about Danhausen.
It's all right.
Hey, I didn't put any Tony pictures up in this episode, Menders.
I noticed. I'm very thankful, but it's gonna all end here shortly, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, another plug. The week before WrestleMania, I think it's probably going to be the Thursday. We got JTR Mania 3 coming up, where we'll talk about the card and the Hall of Fame and all that kind of stuff. And
after we get back from the expo, and
yeah, hey, I'm on vacation that week, so I'll have time to rest up.
yeah, you will.
And then on the 22nd of this month, Gold Rush will return with an episode on the WCW Cruiserweight Championship, myself and Bari. So
oh, that'll be fun.
yeah, so keep an eye out for that on the YouTube channel. And I think that's all the business that we have to discuss, Menders. Do you have anything you want to add before we go?
Check out tomorrow night's shootout podcast.
There you go. Yes, it'll be fun. I have a new way to annoy my favorite bane of my existence that I'll be unveiling tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if I get batteries, I'll bring it with me to Edgewood on Friday.
Oh, jeez.
Unless I get a comment in the thread from the boss saying no.
I'll have to talk to David and be like, sit me on the opposite end of wherever you're putting Reb.
There is no opposite end. It's Edgewood.
I know. I know there's no opposite end. But hey, all 5 of us are going, so
yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? I know it's this weekend, but can we give a shout out to our fact checker for his birthday?
Yeah, we got a birthday coming up in the family here. Our buddy AJ Mifflin. You know him from all of our fantasy draft episodes, and he's got another spin around the sun coming up this weekend.
He's getting old. Our crotchety old man is getting old.
Yes. I'm excited to finally get to meet his cats this weekend.
Turbo and Sammy.
I probably get to meet one of them. One of them probably be hiding.
Yeah, we'll see if Sammy comes out to visit. Turbo
and if he does
probably will.
If he comes out, he may hurt me.
He might,
because violence.
He chooses violence. He used to bite me and Bari in the butt from under the couch.
I had a cat that did that once.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking out the window once and he was standing on the coffee table and he just reached out and just quit me. I was like, why did you do that? I think he
We'd
thought
be
he saw
sitting on the
something.
couch and Sammy would get under it and then like claw the crap out of your ass.
Oh, Sammy.
Yep.
All right. Well,
He
we
chooses violence.
yes. All right. Enough talk about other people's cats. Let's
Okay.
let's
Well,
get
happy
out of here,
birthday,
Minders.
AJ.
Happy birthday, AJ. We'll party hardy on Saturday
Yep.
and possibly Friday.
And Friday.
Yes.
Shit, that's me. Let's get out of here because he's having a lot of fun.
Yes. All right. So until next week, for Minders, this is Reb reminding you all life is hard, work stiff, and
Thanks, guys.